After the Italian designer Piaggio and Moto had presented various attractive designs for a new Moto Guzzi California, it was actually announced that Piaggio had secured the corresponding trademark rights again. In the meantime, Piaggio and Moto has come up with further strong design concepts for a new Moto Guzzi Le Mans. A new Moto Guzzi Le Mans as a retro model is particularly obvious and therefore likely. On the one hand, it would be a somewhat sporty alternative to a new California cruiser, and on the other hand, the prompt answer to the new BMW R12S. If the BMW revives the spirit of its legendary R90S from the 1970s from spring 2025, then Piaggio and Moto Guzzi should do the same in principle. Because the Moto Guzzi V100 Le Mans is, like the BMW R90S, a motorcycle icon of the 1970s. Boomer dreams come true, at least at BMW. Designer Piaggio and Moto has approached his new Moto Guzzi V100 Le Mans like a virtual Restomod project. The shapes and color, red, are as reminiscent as possible of the original from back then, with handlebars and a small, round headlight cover. As is typical for the brand, it is a V2 engine with a 90-degree cylinder angle and both cylinders ideally exposed to the airstream, and yet also water-cooled. Key data so far: 1,042 cubic centimeters, 4 valves per cylinder, and 115 horsepower at 8,700 RPM. This particularly affects the drive of the fictional Moto Guzzi V100 Le Mans. It is already real and known from the Moto Guzzi V100 Mandello and Moto Guzzi V100 Stelvio. The 6-speed gearbox with quickshifter is a good fit, and cardan final drive is standard at Moto Guzzi, as at BMW. It is extremely unlikely that Moto Guzzi developed the new drive for just 2 models, Mandello and Stelvio. This makes it all the more likely that there will be further V100 models, including the V100 Le Mans as a Cafe Racer X Works. Chances are better for the Moto Guzzi V85 Le Mans. This retro concept would be a consistent classic, with 850 cubic centimeters air-cooled and 2 valves per cylinder. The intake valves would even be made of titanium, and the engine would have passed the €5+ hurdle, with at least 80 horsepower at 7,750 RPM like on the Moto Guzzi V85 TT. The bottom line is that this Le Mans design by Piaggio and Moto is probably the closest to reality.